Yo, yo, what's up, Joe? Got a special video for you guys. Have you ever wanted to become a rock star but don't know how to play guitar? Yeah, this video is not for you, but I'm gonna actually show you how to play a little bit of guitar even though you don't know how to play guitar or just starting out. Or maybe you wanna fucking learn how to play guitar and you're like, I don't know where to start. I'm gonna show you something. Now, first thing you need, your fucking guitar. Congratulations. Now, if you never bought a guitar, you want to know what kind of guitar you should get, honestly, go to fucking Walmart, go to Target, just buy one of those cheap ass fucking guitar and amp combo for 50 bucks or whatever the hell they sell for, and start with that. It won't make a fucking difference. You're gonna sound like shit either way if you buy a cheap ass guitar. And not only that, if for whatever reason you decide the guitar is not for you, then whatever, you just spend a little bit of money, right? But if you really are interested in learning how to play guitar, you play it, keep practicing, so on and so forth. Eventually, then you get a better guitar, then a better amp, and yeah, go that route. Don't go into spending a lot of money on fucking guitars and shit like that. Doesn't matter, right? But anyways, I got an Ibanez, and I got Reaper here, right? And with my Reaper, I use a software that's called a TSE X50. And this is a plugin that I bought that basically, it has the built-in amp. I guess it's supposed to model like the 5150 in a way. It's a famous amp that got pioneered by Eddie Van Halen. But anyways, I use this for my distortion. And this comes with a tuner, right? So it's not completely tuned, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Basically, for the most part, how I tune my guitar is a drop C sharp. So basically, all the guitars, the way how it's tuned, from standard, I do it like a drop D. But then I tune everything down a half step. Now, that probably doesn't mean shit to you, but just know this. Basically, the heavy string, I tune it down like a step to sound like the fourth string. So in other words, instead of playing like this, I basically tune this string down. So now I play with one string. From a standard tuning that most likely you're gonna start out with, they call it a drop D. So look up drop D tuning. In my case, it's drop C sharp, but don't worry about that shit. Just know that if you're playing guitar, you can do drop D. Since we're starting out, or you're starting out, I'm going to show you how to play with one finger. So now we're playing with one finger. That's how badass we are. Now, here's the trick to learning to play guitar when you don't know how to play guitar for shit. Basically, the guitar, there's patterns that you can follow, right? If you follow musicians, they're all talking about scales and patterns and arpeggio. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I'm not a musician, but I mean, when they talk about music theory and all that crap, basically there's a pattern they are able to follow on the guitar to give you a certain desired sound, right? Whether it's mysterious, happy, or whatever. There's always a pattern on the guitar that you're able to follow, right? That's what they talk about scales. Major scales, minor scales, pentatonic scales, so on and so forth. I don't know a lot of that shit, but basically that's what they're talking about. There's a pattern that you are able to follow up and down the neck that blends together without any problem, right? So what I'm going to show you is basically a pattern that you're able to go up and down the neck, that if you learn that pattern, you can make music to start out with, right? So the first step, you got your open string, 0. That's open, right? And then you go up to here to the 12th, right? And then from 12 to here, it repeats, right? So basically, whatever you play up here, it repeats here to the high end. It's basically it gets to what's called an octave, right? So anyways, that being said, we're going to follow this rhythm. Now, it's going to be open, then 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, then 12. Yeah, oh, that's one finger. Memorize that pattern, and you can start writing music right away. Basically, what you're doing is that you're playing that same rhythmic pattern that I created on the guitar. You can go, as long as you follow that general guideline, you can jump around. That pattern kind of meshes together pretty well. So in that case, from here, then I play up here. But it still follows the same pattern that I showed you. part right here. This part right here. So now I'm like, but it's still within that pattern that I just showed you, right? Obviously, you need to like develop rhythm on your hands, right? So, you know, you gotta develop rhythm with your jacking off hand. But no, seriously, as long as you follow that pattern, 0, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 12, just follow that pattern to start out with, and you start writing music and drop D tuning. The reason why I'm showing you a drop D tuning is so you can play with one finger, so you can get started. Fuck it. But if you were to like not have a drop D tuning, say standard, then pretty much all you do is like. You can still do the same thing. You just have to do like a little extra work with your hands, right? Basically, you're doing power chords. See what I'm saying? But I personally prefer to do the drop D tuning, or in my case, drop C sharp tuning, because I like the sound of it better, right? Oh, and if you want to know how to tune, basically you can hear like the wave pattern sound all fucked up. See how like you have like that wavy sound, and then like once the guitar is tuned, it sounds more even. This is out of tune. This is tune. You hear that? All right, so that's how you know your guitar is tuned once you start learning how to tune a guitar by ear. So that's gonna take practice, right? But like I said, if you don't know how to play guitar, congratulations. You just learned how to make your first rhythmic music with the guitar. Now, if you want to know how that rhythm pattern is used, maybe this sounds familiar. That sound familiar? Yeah, so you see like bands like System of a Down, they use that same pattern that I just showed you to make their music, right? As well as a lot of musicians. So playing guitar is more about that, learning how to play patterns. This once you start getting more comfortable with the fingers, you can do like the same thing, right? Say like, you start using your fingers. Right, so instead of playing each individual string, now you kind of mess around with the fingers. And that's by using the same pattern that I just showed you, right? So that's basically how you start playing guitar, right? Congratulations, now you're a rock star. Keep playing. Fuck off, bye.